rich, luxurious, abundant risings to you guys. It is 5:39 a.m. where I am. 5:39 a.m. Which is what? 8:39 a.m. on the East Coast. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Grand Canyon. These people are lying. Do you hear me? Thank you so much. You want to see the hot tub? Here you go, look. It's so cute. It's so cute. And it's like portable. Like anybody could just set one of these up in their backyard. So I am at an Airbnb. And this Airbnb is just so dope. So I chose to stay at different locations for each day. I'm here for 3 days. So I chose to stay at two hotels and an Airbnb because I wanted to get a sense of how it feels to live in Arizona. So this is how the houses look. Well, this is just a part of it, but the architecture here is amazing. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to y'all about the Grand Canyon. These people are lying. Do you hear me? You know how they say America is Egypt? People are lying, guys. The Grand Canyon, America, Amexem is definitely connected to so-called Africa. These people. But as soon as I found out that they found ancient artifacts, so-called African artifacts in the Grand Canyon, I was like, oh, I'm going. And I'm so glad I came because now I see for myself the deception. The deception, it's never ending. Yes, America is absolutely a part of so-called Africa. America is possibly older than so-called Africa. Yo, my mind is blown. So yesterday where I went was, and you hear the birds confirming, right? You hear the birds confirming. Let me know if you guys can hear me. So yesterday I went to what is called it's a what is it called? Oh my god, I forgot. It's called the Sedona Apex, something like that. So yesterday I was in the Sedona Apex, and I got a post about that I'm going to be releasing probably Monday. Because I realize you guys don't really like to learn on the weekends. On the weekends, you guys don't really want to use your brain. You just want to just chill. So on Monday, I will be posting that, explaining more about the energy. The energy is so powerful there. So that's where I was at yesterday. Today, I'm going to the actual Grand Canyon. So I'll be doing a post in the Grand Canyon as well. I'm so excited. So as soon as I got to Sedona yesterday, when I hiked to the top, I started crying. I was crying like a baby. I was so emotional. Like, I was like, wow, my ancestors were definitely here. Like, you could feel the energy. And if you're tapped in spiritually, you already know, like, that tingly, electric feeling. As soon as I got there, I felt it. Matter of fact, as soon as I landed in the airport, as soon as I landed in Phoenix Airport, I felt that energy. I felt my ancestors' energy. I was like, oh, this is ancient land right here. I felt it. Like, there's no hiding it. So these people are lying. They're lying. Like, oh my God, I'm about to go on a tangent about this, y'all. Y'all are going to be hearing about this. I'm about to be posting, because I've been posting a lot about Africa, because I love Africa. I love our ancestors are indigenous to this whole entire planet, but I really feel connected to Africa and the Americas. So I tapped into Africa. I've been educating you guys about the African so-called tribes and ethnic groups. Now I'm about to tap into ancient America, and they're not going to like that. They're not going to like that. You have to keep an open mind. You have to keep an open mind when you're learning, because you got to understand a lot of things. Mosquito. You got to understand a lot of things have been hidden and covered up. And our ancestors had empires, you know. We are global people. We are everywhere. There is not one place on this globe that you can go to and not find our people. Do you understand? So you have to keep that in mind when you're learning. It really breaks my heart when y'all are like, when Africans are like, I'm not connected to the Americans. Well, I really don't hear Africans saying that. It's the Americans that are saying that. It's the Americans, and it be the real ignorant ones who not making no types of moves. Because at least in Africa, they've built like off-grid civilizations and communities. It be the Americans that are not doing anything. That'll be like, oh, we don't care. You know, we ain't connected to Africa. It breaks my heart because you are. And if you think that you're not, you don't know who you are. You still have a long way to go. You still have a lot of learning to do. If you think that you are not connected to so-called Africans, melanin people with melanin dominant people are all connected. Yeah, we're all connected. You know, I stopped giving energy to the ignorant people who can, he said about what they say. Okay, I was about to say what? But I stopped giving energy to the people who are adamant about helping the colonizers to further disconnect us. It's like, yo, you're doing their work for them. I'm not wasting my energy on them. I'm not here to convince anybody who believes that they're not connected to their own people. What I'm here to do is educate the people who are interested in learning more about who they are. The people who are interested in making that connection. Our ancestors were not just limited to the Americas. Our ancestors were not just limited to so-called Africa. So this whole entire land mass, the Americas and Africa, was called Amexem. That's why you got the Mexicans. That's why you got the old Mex. You understand? And this is Moorish teachings, by the way. Moorish teachings. So, and this is dope, because when you travel the world, you can literally see Moorish architecture everywhere. I am not even exaggerating. Everywhere. When you see those arches, and like, for example, something that came to me, if anybody is in New York City, right? I'm not really sure how the schools look in other places, but in New York City specifically, because that's where I grew up, the public schools, they kind of look like castles. These huge brick buildings that you don't even see them making anymore, right? With like the arches and the I don't know what to call it. I don't want to say crowns, but it looks like castles. That is Moorish architecture. Do your research. I'm about to start posting that. Yeah, you can definitely travel to the Grand Canyon. However, there are parts of the Grand Canyon, the temples, the most important part that we really want to see, that holds a lot of answers and that they stole a lot of our architectures from and artifacts from. That part is blocked off. So you guys can go and look at my posts about this. But in the 1800s, I believe his name was G.E. Kincaid. G.E. Kincaid. A bird just flew by me too, really close. They like that I'm talking about this stuff. Ancestors wanted me to come here for real. G.E. Kincaid, he went to the Grand Canyon and he made all of these discoveries, and he called, it was so many different artifacts. Like, he called in the Smithsonian for assistance. The Smithsonian came in and they covered all that shit up. And then on top of that, they cut off access to the area that he found all of those artifacts in. When you travel around the Americas, Mexico, Ohio, Louisiana, you'll see a bunch of different, what they call mounds. M-O-U-N-D-S. Mounds. Which is another word for pyramids. Right? But what they did was they covered that shit up. So a lot of it is underground. Like it'll look like a pile of dirt with grass on top of it. But beneath the surface is like hundreds, thousands of square footage of pyramids or so-called mounds. So our ancestors built pyramids not only in Africa, because there are actually more pyramids in the Americas. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that there are over 2,000 pyramids, mounds in the Americas? And so they have, these people are disgusting, all right? And if y'all are watching right now, yes, you're disgusting. I'm talking to you. I'm not afraid of you. It's disgusting what you've done to our people. They make it nice and open and available for you to visit the pyramids in so-called Africa. But you can't visit the pyramids in the Americas. You can visit the mounds and take pictures on top of the piles of dirt. My bubbles stopped. Hold on, I gotta get my bubbles going again. There we go. So you can go to the pyramids or the mounds in Africa and you can go inside of them, which, by the way, a lot of those artifacts they stole from the Americas and placed in the pyramids in Africa, so-called Africa, all right? Keep that in mind. But when you go to the mounds and the pyramids in the Americas, it just looks like piles of dirt. You can't get inside of it. These people ain't shit. They're lying. Yeah, first of all, Pangea, remember, they're lying. If you look online and you get information from any .org or .gov, it's a fucking lie. Do you understand me? Take it with a grain of salt. So when they say Pangea happened millions of years ago, they're lying. We're still connected. Look at the Mercator map. I think is it the 1800s or 1500? No, 15. Don't quote me on these numbers. But I think it's 1560 something. The Mercator map. That is the accurate depiction of how the planet looks. No, it didn't separate. You got to really think, who is creating these maps? Do you trust the people that are creating these maps? You understand? Alafiani. Guys, we're in the age of Aquarius. I got my cards. You know what? I'm gonna do a reading at the Grand Canyon. I'm gonna see what the ancestors want us to know. But question everything. Question everything. All right? I've been tapping into the Americas. Oh, it's a birdie. Aw. I've been tapping into the Americas, ancient Americas, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If you think you know, if you think you know, yo, and the thing about me is that I like to really research certain things before I share it with the public. Because I want to know what I'm talking about. And there's a few things, like if you go back on my page, there's a few things where you'll see, like, I changed my ideology because I'm open-minded. I'm learning. You have to be open-minded in order to learn these things. In order to really find truth, you have to be open-minded, because it's not the truth doesn't just lie in one area, in one resource. You have to look at multiple resources, multiple books, multiple sources to get the whole truth. You have to look within yourself to get the whole truth. So yesterday when I went to the Sedona Apex, I meditated on my third eye, because I want to be able to see, not just with my two eyes. Do you understand? You got to look within. That is how you get the truth, because the truth is within us. It's within us. Our Akashic records, so-called Akashic records, has been collecting data since the beginning of time. That means that the truth is within us. But in order for you to get that truth, you have to tap into yourself. A lot of y'all are running from yourselves. How can you find out who you are if you're always doped up, drugged up, weeded up, pilled up, leaned up, sexed up, distracted? In order for you to really tap into the essence of who you truly are, who your ancestors are, and realize the fact that you are your ancestors, they are living through you. You have to honestly tap into yourself, and that requires meditation. It requires being still. What's up, Paul? Nice seeing you, Brody. How are you? I went to school with him. Wagwan, youth. But for real, you have to tap into yourself. Y'all, I understand, like, yo, it feel nice. It feel nice when you tipsy, right? When you drunk. It feel nice when you high. Yo. But you gotta take a moment to take a break from those things and to just like get. So don't get me wrong. I've gotten downloads while I was high, but if it fucks with my dream, it fucks with me in the astral realm. Like when I smoke weed, I can't dream. I can't remember my dreams. Let me say that. I can't remember my dreams when I'm high. So I had to stop smoking. I had to start getting that high from somewhere else. So I started to meditate in stay focused, King. Stay focused. I had to start meditating, going outside barefoot, drinking different herbs, drinking lavender tea, mint tea, dandelion tea. You know, to really get that, to connect with the earth. Because that's really all that state of being so-called high, that's really all it is. That is just you tapping in with the earth. Have y'all ever tried shrooms? Has anyone ever done shrooms? Yo, I'm not even gonna hold you. The best meditation that I've ever experienced was when I was on shrooms. And shrooms is not, it's not a drug. It's not something that you should abuse or do to get high, right? Or recreational. It's something that you should do when you are ready to tap into your higher self. So everything that I saw on shrooms, yo, I wrote it down too. So we are the melanated people. We are descendants of Ra. This is all the messages that I got when I was on shrooms, right? I saw myself in a tomb. Why is it taboo for you? Is it like is it like religious? I know, like, certain people in African spirituality, they can't do or consume certain things because of their the Orisha who has their head. But yeah, so we're all descendants of Ra, okay? That means that we are royal. We are royalty. And we are actually downplaying ourselves when we call ourselves kings and queens. We are emperors and empresses. So you hear the Rastas be like, Empress, why go on, Empress? They know what they talking about. Am I back? Okay. My alarm went off. So, oh, the sun is coming up. Do I want to see the sunrise? So it's 6 a.m. here. That's so beautiful. So, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So, you're downplaying yourself when you call yourself a king and a queen. We're emperors and empresses because our ancestors owned empires. And so anyone that owns an empire is an emperor or empress, right? So, not only that, what I saw on my shroom trip, the reality that we're living right now is the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. I'm gonna probably sound crazy to some people. I think I'm gonna post this to my page. I'm gonna sound crazy, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind. We're living the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. Everything is happening simultaneously. And I saw that while I was on my shroom trip. Where I live at now in the South, it is actually ancient land. I was there before. I saw that as well. I was there before. Like, I got so many. I wrote everything down. Maybe I'll tap in. I'll share everything with you guys one day. But if you want to tap in with nature, try to use stimulants that are not tampered with, because the weed, the marijuana that you're smoking is tampered with. Unless you get it from someone that has their own farm and grows their own herbs, it's tampered with. That's classified information. But I'll just say Georgia, the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia's the Carolina, Florida. Yes, those are all ancient lands. They're all ancient lands. And I felt that. I don't know what made me move there. I don't. But when I moved there, I was like, yo, this feels familiar. A lot of times, you know what they call deja vu? It's really just you remembering things that you've been through from your past life. And sometimes deja vu is like, anybody ever watched That's So Raven? How Raven got she had these visions and they just came to her. Sometimes that's what your deja vu is. It could be something that's going to happen in the future or something that's happened already in the past. But remember, the reason why you can experience that is because the past, the present, and the future is all happening together simultaneously at the same time. Time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. That's why you can go to other parts of the world and it'll be like a 3-hour time difference, a 2-hour time difference. Like, how, if time is real, how are we not on the same time? And if the earth is really shaped the way that y'all say it's shaped, how come I can see the sun and the moon in the sky right next to each other, sharing space? Shouldn't the moon be somewhere else where it's dark? We gotta question everything. But back to Arizona though, okay? Back to Arizona. These people are lying. Even the dirt. You guys ever see like videos and pictures of Africa and how the dirt the sand is all red, that is because there's iron. There's an abundance of iron that has rusted, and that's why it's red. It looks the same way in Arizona and Jamaica. Well, I've been to Jamaica. All of these continents are connected. They're lying. And the truth is coming to light. See, this is what they do, right? A lot of leaders that give us this information, things happen to them. You understand? But that's because a lot of these leaders have succumbed to the temptation. I have turned down money. I have turned down contracts. Do you understand me? Because one thing that I will never do is sell my soul. I am here for a specific purpose. And no fiat money can take me away from that. So when I start tapping into ancient America, they are not going to like that. I'm gonna start getting a whole bunch of offers and communications. It's coming to me. They cannot tempt me with their fiat money. It doesn't mean shit to me. Because first of all, it's crumbling anyway. I'm about to expose all that shit. They're lying. They're lying. They are lying. Like, shit it makes me so mad. I'm laughing because you gotta laugh. You have to laugh to keep from crying. You understand? It's hurtful what they've done to our people. It's hurtful when I look at where we were and I see where we are. Don't make no mistake though. The reason why we're here is because we were bickering amongst ourselves. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about that. In order for us to heal and learn from our ancestors' mistakes, we got to realize that we're here because we can't get along. Because if we were solid and locked in, if we was really locked in, they would have had no way to get in. They wouldn't have stood no chances. Do you hear me? So when I see our people, y'all be going back and forth in my comment section, I be like, I block a lot of people because that shit pisses me off. You got the audacity. I'm over here trying to connect us, and you got the audacity to come in my comment section bickering about small shit. You don't know how to have a regular conversation. We don't always have to agree on everything, but what we need to do is learn how to respect each other. All right? So I don't care if me and you is going back and forth right now. If an outsider comes in and comes to me and they're like, yo, I seen you going back and forth with homie over there. You know, I got something that I could give you to really shut them up and end their whole life. I'd be like, nah, that's my bro. That's my sis. I'm straight. Then I'm going to go to my bro and my sis and be like, yo, they was plotting on you just now. That's the enemy. Like, that's loyalty. That's loyalty. And that's one thing that we need to learn. We need to learn from our ancestors' mistakes. Learn to be loyal. Learn to be solid and stand 10 toes down. Because that's why we're in this predicament. Because we were not solid. We were not loyal to each other. That's how they were able to infiltrate us. A lack of loyalty and an abundance of greed is why our people are where we are. We can't give them too much credit. We can't. Because what they did was they saw us bickering amongst each other. And that's how they found their way in. They was like, oh, okay. They ain't really fucking with each other like that. Oh, it's a whole bunch of little tribes. Oh, okay. And they're warring with each other. Oh, okay, I can go to this tribe and I can manipulate them. That's the enemy. And that's what happened. So when you hear them saying, oh, you enslaved your own people enslaved you. First of all, that's gaslighting, because you deceived us into doing it. Second of all, it's kind of true. Because it's like, if I got my own tribe, if I'm the chief of my own tribe and you're the chief of your own tribe, and I don't really mess with you, I want your land, or, you know, I'm not really fucking with something that you said to me or something that you did, you're now my enemy. If there's no loyalty, you're now my enemy. Anybody can come in and be like, yo, that's your enemy, right? Bet, that's my enemy too. So what we gonna do? How are we gonna take down the enemy? That's what they did. So please, do not be in my comment section bickering. Please learn some loyalty. It's important. That is our key to rising. That and knowledge of self. Please stop buying dispensary weed. Please. They're tampering with it. Unless you can get the ganja from a Rasta, all right, or somebody that is growing their own herb, please don't mess with it. It's messing with your brain. It's causing bipolar, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression. You're wondering why you're so depressed. You're like, oh my God, I'm a life coach. And I have clients that come to me and they're like, I have all this built up anger and I don't know where it's coming from. I can't function. It's like, okay, well, how do you deal with it? Well, I smoke. That's not a way to deal with it. That's a way to pacify yourself. It's the same thing as oh, my bubble stopped. Let me get my bubbles back. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as these medications. It was not that loud before. Oh, if you could turn it. Alright, there we go. It's the same thing that these medications do to us, okay? The bubble, it was bubbling. The bubbles was bubbling. It's the same thing that they do to the medications. It's the same thing that the medications do to you. They don't really cure you. They don't fix you. They just pacify you. It pacifies whatever you're going through enough to keep you coming back. So that is what the weed does to you. That's what the alcohol does to you. That's what the sex does to you. If you're not having sex with someone that you genuinely love, it's counterproductive. If you're just having sex to bust a nut, that is another form of suppressing your emotions and your feelings. It's not a productive release. It's not an efficient way to release. Your sperm is actually really strong. Like, there is power in your sperm. So every time you get horny, you don't have to release. You can alchemize that energy. And I'm trying to teach my teenage son that. Because I done caught him watching porn. He's going to be so mad I'm putting his business out there, right? I caught him watching porn so many times. I'm like, oh my God. I'm trying to teach him. You have to be stronger than... you have to be stronger than your flesh. You understand? Because we are spirits having a human experience. It takes discipline and it takes strength, y'all. But let me tell you, a lot is about to come out. A lot is coming out. A lot is coming out. And I just hope that you guys are prepared mentally. Because guess what? If you are depending on outside substances to keep yourself happy, oh my God, you're in for a rude awakening. A lot of people are going to lose their minds when they find out some of the truth that is about to come out, because they don't have the mental strength for it. If you're depending on something outside of yourself to keep yourself strong, you will lose it. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. The Grand Canyon, Arizona, America. The Americas is really Africa. The Americas is connected to Africa. The Americas and Africa is all one landmass. And matter of fact, America is older than Africa. A lot of people ain't gonna be happy, but you gotta do the exploring yourself. You gotta go and see these things for yourself for you to be able to draw these conclusions. I came here because I wanted to see this shit for myself, and now I know. As a matter of fact, in Spain, and this is the last thing I'm gonna leave y'all with before I go, right? In Spain, one of the oldest standing castles that our Moorish ancestors built is called the Alhambra. The Alhambra. There is a neighborhood here in Arizona called Alhambra. Why? Why do the temples in the Grand Canyon have the same name as our Kemetic ancestors' temples and pyramids? Like the Temple of Ra, the Temple of Isis. Why? Why is there an exhibit called Out of Africa in Phoenix, Arizona? Why? They're playing in our faces. Do you understand me? They're playing in our faces. All right, y'all, I'm out. I'm about to meditate. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Have a great Friday. And I'll talk to you guys soon. If you want to tap in with me with a one-on-one, you can book me directly on my website. The link is in my bio. The link is in my bio, okay? If you guys want to do a consultation, I'm a life coach, mindset transformation coaching, self-development coaching. If you guys want to leave me a donation, you can cash at me, CNH Self-Care, or you can leave a donation directly on my website, all right? Love you guys. Peace and oneness.